Hello YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. So this is the video on the pain management specialist appointment that I had. I did shoot another video talking about how I've been doing on clonidine and adjusting my medications a little bit. So if you're interested, feel free to go ahead and watch that video. I am shooting this video late at night, so I'm sorry about that. But anyways, let's get right into it. The pain management specialist visit was on Wednesday, and I've been seeing this doctor since January, and he has been treating my leg for CRPS, and he's not a workers' comp. Well, actually, he is certified. Well, he does take workers' comp insurance, so he is a workers' comp doc, but I'm not seeing him through my workers' comp injury case, you could say. But I feel like for the first time in a long time, apart from the specialist who did my neck nerve blocks, I just feel like he is empathetic and he actually offers treatment options, which is really great. So anyways, let me just tell you about it, you guys. I was really nervous going in there because it's been about 2 months since I last went to see him. I haven't seen him since my nerve block series. And so, I just pretty much told him how I've been doing, which has been pretty good. My pain is managed. I mean, with the clonidine is managing my pain, but I am getting off of it because of the whole water retention, gaining weight, and nuts pretty much. So anyways, back to the video about the visit. I feel like he really listened to me, and it's so weird because a lot of the times doctors, they are hesitant to prescribe pain medication, and it's really hard being like a pain patient because it just seems like there's always stigma. And with this doctor, he's a little old school, you could say, and he is a little bit different. I actually thought he didn't like me when the very first appointment I had with him, because he wouldn't really make much eye contact with me at all, and he was just writing things down, like you see therapists do in a movie, or psychologists do in a movie. They just write things down while you're talking, and you're like, oh my god, are you ever going to look up? So anyways, he was just kind of like that. But I feel like and there was kind of like a really weird thing. If it was kind of like uncertain if I was going to stay with him or not, because of me possibly pursuing a court case with workers' comp to see if they would cover my leg, because the CRPS spread to my leg. But anyways, you guys, back to the appointment. I'm so sorry, you guys, I keep changing topics. But anyways, I just told him about my physical therapy. I've been in physical therapy for 3.5 months, but I still feel like I haven't made as much progress as I would have expected or would have liked to, because I told him that I'm really afraid to walk. I still feel like I'm going to fall. I feel off balance. My coordination sucks. I'm like scared all the time that I'm going to fall. I don't feel comfortable walking. Like when I'm around people, I'm scared they're going to bump into me and that I'm going to fall. I'm just like terrified that I'm gonna get hurt, and I'm scared of feeling pain. Like that's one of the things that my physical therapist mentioned. I really avoid. I have a lot of avoidance behaviors, And it happens subconsciously where I'm brushing my teeth and I'm I'm putting all my weight on my left leg and I'm lifting my right leg. Or I'm washing dishes and I'm like putting my weight on the counter towards my left leg, like hanging onto the counter, which I didn't used to do before. And I'm just always like hesitant to try things because I'm afraid I'm going to be in pain or it's going to cause pain, because I don't want to flare up. I'm like scared to feel pain. I mean, even though I felt a lot of pain before, I'm just terrified of feeling pain because, you know, there's been many times where the pain is just, for me, it's better to prevent the pain than to do something and then pay for the consequences later. And then he told me that I said a lot of things that made him think it'd be a good idea for me to be seeing a pain psychologist. So during my appointment, you know, I told him, okay, yeah, I agree, that makes sense, because I know that I know perfectly well that I know, I know, you know, I'm not in denial. I know that my thoughts are irrational. I know this is some sort of like traumatic for me to think about. Like, you guys, there actually is a lot of things that I don't talk about. I try not to think about because it's just too painful to think about. And you know, when I first got CRPS, I mean, the workers' comp did offer for me to see a pain psychologist and therapy, but the problem was that I didn't feel comfortable with workers' comp having access to any of my notes, because they have access to that and your employer has access to that, and I really wanted to protect my privacy. So I never felt like I was ever going to be able to talk freely or honestly about how I felt about my CRPS and pain, because, you know, I didn't want it to affect my case in any way. So I decided to see a therapist outside of workers' comp, and I made the mistake of telling my lawyer, and then eventually, so I just rejected the services they offered, and eventually workers' comp still wanted the records, and my lawyer pretty much said that I had to do it, which probably isn't right, but at the same time, I didn't want to jeopardize anything in my case, so I kind of felt coerced to sign a release. So anyways, whatever. Now I know I'm never gonna tell my lawyer anything ever again about my mental health, because that's like, I just, you know, anyways. So yeah, so I never really had proper pain psychology CBT for my CRPS, and then when he mentioned that, I was kind of like happy that he mentioned it, because I feel like maybe if I change my thought process, you know, maybe that'll help my progress in physical therapy. But it's hard because oh my god, my hair. It's hard because and I don't want to cry, because then I'm just gonna blow up and puff up even more. But it's hard because I don't know, it just felt kind of like well, I wasn't even thinking about a pain psychologist before going to the appointment, so it's kind of nice that he brought it up. And so during the appointment, they actually called in the pain psych. And so I met her then and there, and I'm going to see her in a month. And still, I think I am going to be careful about what I say, because I'm trying to go off of this rule where if don't ever publicize anything that you don't want to be spoken of in front of your mom or inside a courtroom. So I'm going to kind of keep it there, and but yeah, it's just been 2 years of turmoil, and yeah, so there's that. And then I also told him that my lower back has been hurting because I did fall at the surgery center on my butt, on my tailbone, and twisted my lower back as I fell. And I told him it's still hurting, and he offered to do an injection with steroids to calm it down. He said sometimes, the nerves are firing up and you need to calm them down. And then he offered the same thing for my hand, because I did tell him that, the nerve blocks did help me a lot, and with the medication the pain is managed, which is great. But he offered to do other injections if I wanted to set that up, and right now I don't, because the meds are working fine. So yeah, and it's just stressful. It's like a lot. I get exhausted. But anyways, and then he did ask me if it felt like CRPS pain on my tailbone, and I told him no, because if it was CRPS pain, you guys, I wouldn't be able to sit down. Like, no, like CRPS pain most of the time is pretty severe in the beginning. Yeah, like with both my arm and my leg, I just couldn't function at all, and the pain was really, really, really bad. And this pain kind of more like comes and goes, and it's irritating and annoying, but it's not pain compared to like CRPS pain. And I don't think I have any swelling or redness or nerve pain, like none of that. So I told him no, I don't think it's like, no. I don't even want to think about my CRPS spreading. But then I asked him, is it possible for it to spread to your, like, hip area? And he was like, yeah, CRPS can spread anywhere. So then obviously, you guys, I got like, I thought it could only spread to your limb, like a limb, not really like an area, not really like your chest or your stomach or your abdomen, or like butt or your neck. I thought it would only be like a limb. And then I asked him if it can even spread to your organs, because I was really curious, because in the online group that I'm in, people have talked about having CRPS in their stomach, their eyes, their mouth, and I'm like, wait, would you be still getting like the traditional symptoms, or is it just kind of like pain, But yeah, so then I got terrified. He was like, okay, let's just not think about it. I was like, yeah, no, let's not, because then I'm gonna be freaking out and overthinking it. So anyways, yeah, so we're holding off on injections right now, and he referred me to physical therapy for my tailbone too. And there was actually a problem where I felt like my physical therapist, I changed therapists because the first one left. And so this one that I was seeing, I saw 3 times, and I kind of felt like he didn't feel comfortable like treating me for my tailbone. And this video is going to be too long, so I'm going to cut it off here, you guys, and I'll post a different video about that, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.